country. He was the king of the Del Mar Skate Ranch when that park was in its heyday, and he has no trouble bringing those skills to the pipeline. He's an aggressive rider who can shred anything, from vertical concrete to chain-link fences. Both Tony and Eddie make fence plants look easy, but they're best reserved for the pros. Just try to imagine flying up and out of the pipe, landing on top of a narrow rail, then jumping back in. There's a fine line between perfection and disaster at the pipe. Concentration is critical. Remember, it's a long drop to the bottom of the tunnel, and you don't want to make a mistake.
Skyway's Maurice Meyer is a serious street styler from the San Francisco Bay Area. Although slippery tiles aren't the best surface for hardcore radness, Draw doesn't have any problem blasting killer 540 spinners on them. Maurice has a healthy arsenal of power moves to his credit as well. The backwards gut lever is probably the scariest looking, but it's also one of the easiest to learn. Roll backwards at a medium speed with a reversed grip on your handlebars. Lean your body into your elbows and slowly support your weight on your arms, concentrating on keeping your legs straight for maximum style points.
Kuwahara's Randy Tishman explodes into action again with the Tishvert, which basically is a one-footed invert. Randy is world-renowned for his inverts, and it's the aggro styling that Randy gives to the trick that makes his name a part of it. The object of the invert is to get your wheels higher than the handlebars. Taking off a foot adds another star to this 3-star trick. When the can-can was invented in early 1985, it blew people's minds. Once they were used to seeing the standard can-can, the one-handed can-can followed. Since then, the limits have been pushed with the no-footer can-can. The basic can-can is a 3-star move and can usually be learned in less than a week.
One of the wildest areas at the pipeline is the treacherous combi pool. It's long been a favorite with the top skaters, but BMXers like it too. When it comes to variety, there's nothing like the combi. It's actually 2 bowls combined in one. Half of it is square, the other half is round, and the whole thing is radical. You can carve it, fly out of it, practice ground tricks alongside it, or even jump the canyon leading into it. It's got 4 feet of vert and coping too, so it's no place for beginners. But for the experienced rider, this bowl can be a blast.
Freestyle lives in the streets, then Kuwahara's Dave Vanderspek calls the city sidewalks his home. This curb dog raised moves like his Vanderroll and this boneless rebate from the pavement. And freestyle magician Randy Tishman is no slouch on the ground either. He pulls off moves like his Randy Roll like rabbits out of a hat. If Randy Tishman is the freestyle magician, then Pat Romano is the sport's Mr. Hollywood. Pat's style of artistic cycling has landed him countless parts in TV shows, advertisements, and major motion pictures. Pat's GT Performer is specially designed for acrobatic or circus stunts. He uses a direct drive rear hub so that he can pedal in both directions. This modification helps Pat make all of his moves look much easier than they really are.
The front wheel grabber is a variation for guys that have the one-hander down. To do it, all you have to do is pull the bars towards you a tad, reach over and grab the front wheel. You can score additional style points with the judges or the crowd by going for a rear wheel grabber. This move is actually a variation of the invert, but can also be thrown in on many other moves.
Wheel grabbers are a staple of radness at the pipeline as well. Here, Tim Rogers demonstrates his best front wheel variation, while Tony Murray does one of his classic rear wheel slappers.
Smilin' Seppi Mays is freestyle's flatland funny man. He's also one of the sport's most innovative and original riders. Like most of Seppi's tricks, the Ant Rider requires axle pegs and locking levers in order to pull it off. On the list of most difficult flatland tricks, Seppi's finger flip lies very near the top. Start out by doing back wheel hops with both brakes locked. Leap from your axle pegs and swing the bike in front of you, grabbing the fork with your left hand and guiding the bike with the right. Continue hopping while placing your left foot on the pedal in front of it. To get out of it, pull the forks toward you, grab the grips, and place your right foot on the fork peg. Seppi likes to lean forward on re-entry to avoid looping out. Seppi's teammate Diz Hicks is the master of upside-down insanity. Tricks like the heavy metal maniac's Diz Flip redefine the term radness. Innovative riders like Diz Hicks aren't afraid to bend the rules when inventing new moves, and you shouldn't be either. One rule smart riders never bend, however, is the rule on safety. Even though Diz isn't fully suited up in a CW uniform, he still remembers to ride with gloves, a helmet, and long pants for leg protection. After watching Diz do the mega trick, it's no mystery why using safety gear is so important in freestyle.
Woody Itson and other ground guys have found that the short ramp is an excellent way to cross over into the world of ramp antics. Ramp regulars like Diz Hicks have done short ramp routines since day one.
Spins in your bag of tricks, preparing for backwards infinity rolls will be a cinch. Once you're backwards and on the seat, move your outside foot to the axle peg and tap your front brake. Push the back tire with your free foot to start rolling, and use your outside arm for balance. To put yourself back on the bike, lay it down and jump back on the pedals. Straighten your bars after you've ridden out.
Two can play at the ramp game to form a killer doubles routine for shows. Brian Blyther and Ron Wilkerson made the cover of BMX Plus with their insane double airs. The most important thing to remember in doing double airs is to have a wide enough ramp to pull it off. Dave Vanderspeck and Mike Dominguez show that timing and absolute trust is crucial.
As if the concrete bowls of the pipe weren't challenging enough for one rider, just imagine what it would be like with two guys on the same bike. Dale Perez and Frank Garrido are two of the zaniest freestylers you'll find anywhere. Put them together on a BMX side hack, and you've got insanity personified. Today they're working on their latest creation, the ejection seat flyaway. First attempt? No go! But these guys don't give up that easily. Their objective is to try to launch Frank over the fence. Frank has never done this before. Let it be stressed that full safety gear is an absolute must, especially for anything as risky as this. Attempt number 2, he just misses. The guys decide to give it one last try. They build up speed, hurdle up the wall, and Frank flies up and over. They've pulled it off.
Is undoubtedly the most difficult trick in freestyle today. Concentration, balance, and speed are everything. Don't make the mistake of going too slow. Without using your brakes, jump from the pedals onto the crossbar. Practice bar rides by getting in and out of this position first. When you feel under control up there, slowly release the grips and stand up. To ride out, lower yourself down, grab the grips, and step down to the top tube.
One thing you can't leave out, people, is safety equipment. Whether you're ripping up your backyard ramp or shredding the concrete at the pipeline, a helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, and gloves are a matter of life and limb. When you see the top stars of the sport in this video with their safety gear on, it's not because we made them use it, but because they know it's cool not to spend riding time in the hospital. If the guys you ride with think they're too cool to wear their safety equipment, talk them into it. It's for their own good.